Vijaya was walking through an arid land, the dry soil crumbling beneath his feet. The horizon stretched endlessly before him, as the wind cut sharply across his path. Trees visible in the distance appeared withered and lifeless. His steps were heavy, as though the burden in his heart were weighing down his entire body. Reflecting on the past, he realized he had once been surrounded by family and friends. But all was lost now. In his youth, he had chased success relentlessly, turning his back on what truly mattered. Only as he aged did he begin to regret these choices. The question echoed within him. What have I been living for? His heart felt as parched as the land he wandered. At that moment, he saw a group of people dressed in simple robes walking calmly towards him. There was a serene and purposeful air about them that caught his attention. Hope flickered in Vijaya's chest. Here were people he could talk to. He hurried towards them and soon found himself drawn to the man at their center, a figure with compassionate eyes who seemed to gaze right into the core of his being. "What brings you through this barren land?" inquired the man Buddha in a gentle yet penetrating voice. Vijaya began to share his solitude and regrets, the success he once pursued, the estrangement from his family, and his present loneliness. The more he spoke, the more tears flowed from his eyes. After a thoughtful pause, Buddha spoke. Feeling alone in old age arises from a heart that continues to crave unfulfilled desires. By nurturing the heart with richness, loneliness transforms into peace. And what is this richness? Vijaya asked, his voice trembling. Richness begins by letting go of attachments. Much like carrying excess baggage would weigh you down on this journey, so does the mind when burdened by unnecessary desires. In that moment, a light shone in Vijaya's heart. Although everything was not yet clear, a new question arose, guiding him to take the next step. He joined Buddha and his companions on their journey. Through their conversations, Vijaya found himself amazed by the simplicity and wisdom they exuded, like gentle water rejuvenating his spirit. That evening, they rested near a village. Watching the disciples gather around Buddha, Vijaya felt compelled to share what weighed on his heart. "I worked continuously for success in my youth, but I lost everything I gained. I no longer know what is truly valuable." Buddha responded with a gentle smile. "Have you ever heard of the tale of a man who sought a golden vessel?" Vijaya shook his head, listening as Buddha began his story. Once there was a merchant named Ming. He amassed immense wealth, but yearned to possess a unique, beautiful golden vessel. He spent years and a fortune to obtain it. When he did, he was overjoyed. Yet, consumed by the fear of losing it, he clutched the vessel endlessly, even in sleep. As his life revolved around protecting the vessel, he lost everything else: wealth, friends, family. The vessel's beauty faded, leaving him with only a hollow sense of fulfillment. In the end, he realized he lost everything to gain the vessel, and even that could not fill his heart, Buddha concluded. Much like Ming, your desires have left you empty. "So how can I change?" Vijaya asked. "By releasing your grip on attachments," Buddha advised. "You will find true richness in that lightness." The words pierced Vijaya deeply. He finally understood that his pursuit of success had bound him tightly. "But the idea of letting go frightens me," he confessed. "Fear guards the gate to the path," Buddha reassured. "With courage, one may open the gate and discover a new way." The gentle flames of the campfire mirrored Vijaya's resolve to reevaluate his life. Continuing their journey, the group reached a village surrounded by vast fields. The village appeared peaceful, yet upon entering, Vijaya sensed an undercurrent of tension. They were led to the residence of the village headman, Kana, who was well known for his governance. However, the man they met bore signs of fatigue and loneliness. "Buddha, may I ask you something?" Kana inquired, talking about his efforts to enrich the village at the cost of personal bonds. Moved by Kana's story, Vijaya recognized echoes of his own life. Buddha listened and responded, when one stretches their hands in solitude, eventually those hands grow tired and cut ties with others. What you carried became so heavy that it severed your connections. Desperate, Kana asked, how can I rebuild these bonds? Buddha looked around and asked the villagers what brought them joy. Silence ensued, and Buddha continued. True joy arises from giving. Wealth, wisdom, or time, without expectations. That night, inspired by Buddha's words, Kana expressed gratitude to his villagers and shared a meal with them. Watching this, Vijaya was reminded of forgotten family moments and the significance of giving. The next day, as Vijaya and the others prepared to leave, Kana thanked Buddha. His serene smile now reflected a new commitment to reconnect with loved ones. Vijaya, too, felt a desire to rebuild his connections, filled with hope. As their journey progressed, Vijaya met Sura, a scholar once renowned but now isolated by his pursuit of knowledge. What do you seek in a life consumed by knowledge? Sura asked, desperate to fill the emptiness within. An insatiable thirst never satisfies, Buddha answered, likening it to pouring water into a bottomless jar. Sura insisted on the power of knowledge, but Buddha offered an allegory of a man burdened by a water jar through the desert. In dire conditions, it became a hindrance rather than a tool, its weight leading to the man's demise. Knowledge is a tool, Sura, Buddha explained. Used wisely, it helps, but clung to it burdens. As a new realization dawned on Sura, Vijaya also acknowledged his own past entrapments. Inspired by this exchange, he committed to embracing change. Their travels took them to a humble village, where Vijaya met Padmini, a revered elder who shared freely with others despite her modest means. Curious about her contentment and simplicity, Vijaya asked. Padmini, with a serene smile, explained that having less allowed her to cherish what was truly vital. Buddha complimented her heart, noting that richness dwells not in possessions, but within. Padmini's life exemplified the joy of giving. Vijaya was moved, realizing he had been seeking fulfillment in acquiring, not giving. Buddha expanded on this. Richness is found in the joy of giving, which springs forth when the heart provides without seeking in return. Vijaya's heart was stirred by a new understanding of richness, not material, but of generosity. Setting forth again, Vijaya vowed to explore this path of giving. Through the journey, Vijaya had learned the importance of letting go of attachments, finding joy in giving, and cultivating a rich heart. As they paused to rest, Vijaya shared his lingering doubts with Buddha. How can I live richly in old age, he asked. Buddha pointed to a large tree. It grows by casting off dead leaves and branches, embracing only what is necessary. Realization dawned as Vijaya recalled his encounters. A merchant's tale, Kana's regained connections, Padmini's wisdom. What is the essence of giving? He asked again. Giving does not empty us, Buddha clarified. It creates space for the richness to fill. As the journey concluded, Vijaya faced the horizon anew. My life resembles this vast land, a journey with an uncertain destination, he mused. But inspired by Buddha, he saw a glimmer of path. The path lies within, Buddha reassured. Continue onwards. Richness resides in the heart. With serenity in your heart, even the barren turns to light. With a newfound commitment and freedom from past burdens, Vijaya took another step, transforming his solitude into light. His journey had ended, yet it marked the beginning of a renewed life, shaped by Buddha's profound teachings.